What's going on today, YouTube? Today we got the New York Giants schedule and season predictions. If you didn't watch the Dallas Cowboys video, it's the last video posted earlier today. I screwed that intro up, but we're gonna roll with the one now because that sounds about right. We got the New York Giants. Like I said, I got them 4-13, finishing the 12th seed, which is pretty low in the NFC, obviously, and then 2-4 in the division. To start on their season stuff, Danny Dimes looks terrible. As much as I hate to say it, because I wanted him to be good, wanted to make that step forward this year. He's just not. He's not good. Um, just didn't show a lot in the first preseason game. I'm recording this on August 16th, so I haven't seen preseason week 2 yet. But he just did not. He didn't do it for me. He actually, I think, made my opinion even worse in 2 series or whatever he played in that game. So I'm sad. I hated the pick when the Giants first made it. I didn't think it was going to be a good pick, but then as he's become more hated and more hated and more hated, kind of wanted to see him make that redemption arc, and he just, excuse me, sorry, my allergies are kicking my ass. Um, Alrighty, sorry. Um, where's that? Danny Dimes. So we got Danny Dimes done. Oops. We got Saquon. I talk about Saquon. Saquon, I think could be a really good running back. I don't think it's that far stretch to say that his rookie year was like a top five rookie, not top five rookie year. Oh my gosh, top 5 season in that season. So like he was top 5 running back in that season. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't think his talent is that far off from the NFL. I think he's got to stay healthy. I think he's got to be healthy. Like that's the best availability or the best ability in football is availability. Saquon has not done that over the last few years, but I do think he's good. He's super good. Xavier McKinney, I am so high on. I wish the Lions would have taken. He's had growing pains. Let's say that he's had growing pains coming into the NFL and playing a few years now. So I don't, or not a few years. I think this might even. I don't know. We're gonna move on past that. Um, I really like him. I like him as a DB. As being a DB when I played football, I like watching young DBs just learn the game and learn new stuff. And Xavier McKinney has done a lot of that. Kayvon Thibodeau. Um, I can't believe people say Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau. It's just wrong. It sounds wrong. I didn't get to see the actual Giants game. I just got to see a condensed replay of it, and there wasn't a whole lot of Kayvon Thibodeau updates or highlights. So I'm not really going to comment on him. I'm just going to comment on his college ability. When it was reported that the Jacksonville Jaguars were going to take Aiden Hutchinson, I did not want the Lions to take Kayvon Thibodeau. I did not. I wanted them to reach for Malik Willis, or the main thing I wanted him to do was trade back, get out of that number 2 spot if Aiden Hutchinson isn't there. That was my main goal. If Aiden Hutchinson got taken number 1 by surprise, because towards the end of the draft process, right before the draft, it was pretty much a consensus thing that the Jags were going to take Trayvon Walker. But up until that point, until Trayvon Walker was the first card out there, I wanted the Lions to trade back so bad. I wanted to get a haul of picks. Didn't want him to take that pick, but then they didn't take Aiden Hutchinson. Lions got Aiden Hutchinson. Now he's my boy on the Lions. But yeah, I wasn't that high on Kayvon Thibodeau. I think he could be really good, but I didn't want to take that risk for the Lions. I wanted it to be Aiden Hutchinson or back. Moving on to their second top 10 pick, Evan Neal. Yeah, the second because they took Thibodeau at 5 and Neal at 7. Yeah, yeah. He didn't look good. I mean, from the videos that I've seen, the replay that I saw, he did not look good. He gave up. He gave up some stuff. Mine just went blank on what I was gonna say. I also think I was thinking of the wrong player, but he did not look good. He was doing what he was doing in college and relying a lot on his weight and his momentum, I guess you could say, to carry his blocks. And in the NFL, you can't do that. That defensive end was just working him. He did have a couple good plays where he didn't let his feet get too close, and he didn't allow himself to get off balance for that defensive lineman to throw him. But there was a lot of plays where that did happen. Andrew Thomas is developing and didn't. I mean, now he's not going to be the focus of a bust overall first or a bust overall pick with Evan Neal playing the way he did. So he's not going to be under that microscope. But he did look good in the replays that I saw. Obviously didn't play that much, so it is obviously the first preseason game. Second thing is, or not second, but the next thing is weak cornerbacks. They got rid of James Bradbury, which was their best corner last year. I know they had to do that for cap reasons in order to pay their draft picks or whatever. But like, find the money somewhere else. You can't get rid of your best CB. I know he's not young, and he's not super good, and his contract was bad. But still, like, you gotta throw some competitive guys out there. And Aaron Robinson got destroyed. I mean, Aaron Robinson got destroyed in that preseason game. So we'll have to see how that goes. Kenny Golladay has not looked the same since he left the Lions uniform. He has not looked the same. I mean, he literally has not looked like even the same player when he's even on the field. Excuse me. He has not looked anywhere near the Kenny Golladay that Matt Stafford threw the ball to compared to the Kenny Golladay that Danny Dimes throws the ball to. I mean, he dropped a touchdown, and he wasn't doing that in Detroit. So I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, at this rate, he could be out of the league within like a year or two, or bouncing around like Danny Amendola did at the end of his career, I guess. The D-line, Leonard Williams, along with Kevin Thibodeau. I'm trying to think if there's any other names that I'm forgetting. I don't think so. Those are pretty. I mean, it's a pretty good defensive line. The linebackers are weak, but you can make up for the weakness of the linebacking core with the strength of the defensive line. So that makes that kind of. And then one thing that I'm gonna call right now just to see if I can get right is the New York Football Giants trading for Jimmy Garoppolo before the season starts. Now that Zach Wilson across the field, he's all good to go. He's not going to miss the whole season or anything like that. I think the Giants are the prime candidate to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo because this team's not that bad. Like, there's a lot of hope and talent on this team, but if you don't believe Danny Dimes is a guy, go get Jimmy Garoppolo. You could send Danny Dimes to San Francisco in the deal, so you don't got to pay his contract. And you just you take more money on with Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, but I think that's a win. I think that could happen. So to get into their, hold on one. All right, we're back. Getting into their schedule prediction, I have them obviously, like I said, going 4-13, the 12th seed, which is pretty low. Week 1, I have them losing to Tennessee Titans. I don't think that's a very far stretch. I think that's pretty easy. Just to see why, especially because it's going to be the first game on. Derrick Henry's not going to have the wear and tear as if it were later in the season. Have them beating the Carolina Panthers, losing to the Dallas Cowboys, and then beating the Chicago Bears. I think week 1 and 4 are pretty well matched overall roster matchups. And then in week 3, they lose to the Dallas Cowboys just because the Dallas Cowboys are a better team, more explosive, better defensively. In week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12, I have them going on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game losing streak. I think that none of those are super surprising other than maybe the Seahawks game. I could see going the other way. But, I mean, this Giants are a terrible roster. Baltimore is pretty obvious. Jacksonville, I just think, has better pieces around than... And the main piece I'm talking about is quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is just better than Danny Dimes. Week 10, I have them losing to the Houston Texans. So I have 2 of the worst teams in the league beating them. Which, is probably not the case. I could see the Giants winning this game. But then week 11, I'm losing to the Lions. Hopefully the Lions are still competitive at this point in the season, which I think they will be. In week 12, I have them losing to the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, that's such an even bigger loss streak. Jesus. Week 13, I have them beating the Washington football team. I have them getting both games against Washington, which I don't think will happen, but we'll have to see. In week 14, I have them losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry for the light flash. I have them losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. I just think the Eagles are playing for the division at this point. I think it's really close between them and the Dallas Cowboys. In week 16, I have them losing I have them losing out. I'm losing to the Minnesota Vikings, Indianapolis Colts, and Philadelphia Eagles. The Minnesota, I just think, is super explosive, and I think that at this point they could be playing for the NFC North Division title. Let me look. Well, in this simulation, I don't have them doing that, but I think it could happen. Excuse me. In Week 17, obviously, like I said, I am losing the Colts. I think the Colts could be playing for the AFC South spot. No, wrong again. I gotta read up on my predictions, but better playoff seeding and stuff like that. Week 18, I have them losing to the Philadelphia Eagles, vying for that spot in the number 4 seed, like the Cowboys took away from the last video. I blew my nose, it's like I blew half my brain out. In the Dallas Cowboys video, I had the Eagles winning the division, but then I decided to change this game from the Giants splitting with the Cowboys to the Cowboys sweeping them, and it changes the Cowboys to being in the 4th seed and the Eagles in the 7th seed. So at this point, the Eagles need to win every game that they can, and you guys will see that in the next video when I do the Philadelphia Eagles, which will be 2 days from now for you, but 30 seconds for me. So make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to comment what you think I missed on. Comment what you think I hit on, and then what is that Ben and Jerry's ad? What does that say? Cookie dough bites? Are those cookie dough just dough? So it's not even ice cream? Oh, anyway, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and peace.